Okay, what about Crammy's British record going?
Oh, I hope Steve doesn't hear me here, but it's going to be close, that's for sure.
Well, as the camera's panning down the line, there he is, unfamiliar in this kind of company, Mo Farah. Still doing the Mobot, though, for the fans here. They want to see him run. He's hugely admired the world over, whether he's running 1500, 3K, 5K or 10K. But let's go to Steve Cram, who is the commentator, and see whether or not the emotion of potentially losing this record will come through in his professionalism. I doubt it.
Runner coming into the 1500 here. There's young Centrovitz yet to get the A standard for Moscow. Bergen, Cheboy and Diku, three Kenyans who will want to go well here. Only Bergen has been selected by the Kenyan team, and they will have 4 in the World Championships because Kiprop, as the defending champion, goes, and then the first 3 in their trials were Silas Kiplagat, who's won here in Monaco before, Chepsiba and Bergen. So no place for Diku. But he is a talent, 20-year-old on the inside. Americans well represented here, as I said, with Centrovitz, who inexplicably dropped out on the last lap in Paris when he looked as though he was heading for a pretty good time. And he watched Manzano go ahead and run his best race of the year when he ran 3:33.14. Here we go then, the men's 1500 meters. 3 3/4 laps of the track as ever, and we're looking for something for the first 800 of around 1:51. So let's say 55 for the first lap would be good, 56 for the second. And these two are pretty good, particularly Maggott, who'll have the job to try and take them through the third lap. I guess the question is, first of all, is Kiprop up for the pace? And it looks as though he already is. Osbelen has dropped in behind him. And then we've got Cheboy and then Mo Farah and then Bergen. So a lot of the big names already committed. And I know Mo said, I'm going to go for it tonight. If the pace is good, I'm going to get up there as much as I can. But maybe just finding this first lap a little quicker than what he's normally used to. Through the first 300 meters in around about 40 seconds. So pretty sensible running foot by Rotich.
Yeah, it's a good quick one, isn't it? It's the coming together of disciplines here from 800 to 5,000 metres, including the steeplechase as well. Finishing touches are being made here for preparations for the Moscow World Championships. You've got Nick Simmons of the United States, of course, was second in the American 800-metre Championships, 1:43.70. There's so much pace in there. Then you've got Mo at 5 and 10,000 metres. Then you've got Manzano, who's the racer who came through in the American Championships to get his second place. Don't worry about the time. It was a competitive race. But this looks to me as though it's quick, and they all look as though they're going with it too.
Well, I expected them after the fast first 2 to slow down a little, and they haven't. I mean, 53 seconds for Kiprop is a real risk. I mean, you'd look at Farah back, who probably went through in about 55, a much more sensible pace, and with his strength, and as I speak about Farah, just starts to move past Cheboy and also Bergen in that little group, and he starts to get closer to Osbelen and Kiprop. And let's see what they're going to go through 800 meters in. That first lap was quick. Second lap, they've obviously slowed. And now it's up to Maggott if he can try and pick it up. Now that's sort of what they wanted, but that 57.4 lap means they've slowed down considerably, and that's allowed the field, they've run a little bit more even pace, particularly Farah, to come more into it now. This is going to be interesting, because this is where you can lose the time. This is where Kiprop sometimes goes to sleep on the third lap, and if he gets a little bit lazy at times, and if he wants a good time here, Maggott's doing him a lot of favors, because Maggott is pushing on here. He's full of strength. He ran really well himself individually in Eugene at the beginning of there. And look at Kiprop. He's all over the back of him, and he's not going to let this drop. Osbelen having to fight off a battle with Farah just moving into what will effectively be second place. And Ndiku has moved up now with Farah, but it's Kiprop in the front, attacking hard. They went through in about 2:32. That's really fast if he can put together a good last lap. Farah has got a chance of running close to 3:30, but just being passed by Ndiku at the moment. But Kiprop is out there to be shot at, but he's looking good, he's looking comfortable. 2:45 through 1200, that's fast. And now Kiprop knows his personal best is 3:28.8. He ran it here last year. He said, I've been aiming for this. He said, I bypassed Oslo. I decided that Monaco was where I wanted to get my fast time, and I've been training for this. I didn't have to run hard at the Kenyan trials. And Asbel Kiprop, the defending world champion, is running really fast here. And Mo Farah is having a great scrap for second place with Ndiku. But look at Asbel Kiprop. He's a little tired now. but those long legs of his still stretching out. A great scrap for second place behind with Farah. He's moving into second, and Farah's going to run a superb fast time. And Kiprop crosses in 28, and Mo Farah, as I stand and commentate, may well have just broken my British record for 1500 metres.
That was an astonishing piece of running. And Kiprop, well, they went with the pace for the first 800 metres, 150 for 800 metres. It was very, very quick. They stayed with that pace. And Kiprop, all of a sudden, thought, right, the third lap's important. It is the important lap in a 1500 metres, and he was there and thereabouts, and he attacked off that third lap. But Mo Farah wasn't phased, and Dika went past him, and Farah just stuck in there. We know he's got speed endurance and strength endurance. He's got all of that. And in the final, down that final straight, he came past Nduku, and that is very, very quick indeed. And what a good race. We haven't seen one like that for a little while, Steve. That was fantastic.
Can you not talk to me for a while?
No, I won't. Your record's gone, and that's...
I cannot believe that. I mean, Mo said to me, I was chatting to him at lunchtime, he jokingly said to me, British record tonight, and I laughed, and he laughed. And, well, hats off to him. You know, for a 5,000-metre runner to come and run like that is absolutely unbelievable. That puts him right, of course, at the, you know, in terms of, I mean, Kiprop's a great run, and please, for goodness sake, 3:27 for this guy, but we know the talent that this guy has. We know the ability that he has, and Kiprop, that now puts him fourth on the all-time list. But Farah, when we get the official time, we're just waiting for it to come up, is going to be in the top, what, maybe 5 or 6 all-time at 1,500 metres, and for a distance man to do that, that is unbelievable. I was chatting to him about some of the training he's been doing, and Kiprop has aimed for this, and I think Mo Farah has obviously got other targets for the season. So has Kiprop. He wants to go and win those World Championships and make up for last year's Olympic Games. And that, well, for me, you know, he's a brilliant runner. He's a lovely 1,500-metre runner, but I'm still, I have to say, a little...
emotional.
I'm not emotional, Stuart. I'm delighted for Mo, but I'm shocked. In a great way. I am absolutely shocked in a way which I would never have expected to be.
That was a superb... Look at the determination on the face of this man. Absolutely determined. He wanted that. He wasn't going to let 5,000-metre, 800-metre men come past him. And there, Steve, is the evidence.
So we're leading 3:27.72 for Kiprop. Mo Farah, 3:28.81, a new area record, a British record. Nduku with a personal best, Bergen with a personal best, Osbelen with a personal best, Cheboy, Antari, all of them with personal best, and Centrovitz rewarded with the season's best A standard as well.
Well, what can you say, Colin? He has absolutely smashed it. European and British record, taking it off our very own Steve Cram. This is a man who is not even going to compete in this in the World Championships. I mean, he didn't win it, but to put that kind of time out, that kind of marker of his absolute pure speed as he goes into that 5K.
He's achieved what he set out to do, is to test himself, go out in those early 400 metres, push and push and push and push. And he did that in the absolute perfect race, and he delivered a sensational performance. You wondered how Steve Cram was going to respond? Well, you heard it yourself. It's a phenomenal achievement by Mo, and for me, it's wonderful that we can come here and witness that.
What a brilliant race as well, littered with PBs, SBs, world-leading time, of course. He's hovering around here. Everybody wants a piece of Mo Farah at the moment. They can't quite believe what they've seen. He can't quite believe it, I don't think. Let's find out. Let's see if we can get him over here. He's coming over. Come over, Mo, if you've got a little bit of breath left for us. Congratulations. Unbelievable run. You won't be surprised to hear Steve Cram in the commentary box with huge respect, but great shock.
Yeah, Crammy, hello.
I think your time says hello.
Okay. No, I'm definitely, pleased. Training's going pretty well, so my aim was to come out here, work on my speedage. It would have been nice to get close to Asper, but it's different class, and he just had another gear and kept changing.
When you're stretching out there, Mo, at the beginning, because usually when you start a race in the 10,000 or 5,000, it's far more pedestrian. So is it a shock to the system to think, whoa, I've got to go early?
Yeah, it's a big shock to the system because you're not used to running that speed. So you start off and, it's like a shock. But after a while, you can continue that because, once what practice and training. But at the start, it's just like...
You're going to run 3K next week, am I right, in London? So building up slowly to your preferred competitive events. But is it a joy to just go out for a short period of time like that?
It's a different feeling. It was weird because I was warming up and going through the cool room. And it's different feeling because, it's a new event. And I remember saying, this is weird feeling.
Can I ask you now, are you still excited about every time you get on the track? What, and if so, what is it that makes you really tingle now?
I'm really excited, and you know, as an athlete, you just want to be able to feel that, and what you feel, you know, Olympics, that feeling I've got, that feeling will never be the same, because, you know, being on the national, hearing the national anthem, having 75,000 people cheer for you, having the London Olympics, so, but I want that feeling back, and each time you line up in the race, you want to do well.
Where do you think you are compared to this time last year?
I'm probably a lot further than what I was last year, but my aim is to be able to, you know, now not be afraid and talk to my coach and step off a bit. Sometimes it's hard as an athlete, you know, Colin, yourself, where you can just push and push, and in 2008, I know I pushed myself right to the edge,
yeah,
and I just went sloping down.
This is a really strange question now. You've got all these medals, world records. Do you fancy focusing and attacking one of the many distance world records that are out there?
I don't know, I just want to keep winning medals and do well for my country and make all the people proud.
You like this track, though, don't you? It's your third PB on this track.
Yeah, I love this track. Monaco's amazing, and I enjoy it. The crowd gets behind me. It's a fast track. And I remember at the press conference and saying, oh, I'm looking forward to it, but I was really looking forward to it.
Just one more question. Off the back of the really negative and horrible news that came out for athletics with those positive drugs tests last week, we were saying at the beginning of the show, wouldn't it be great if athletics gets in the headlines again and not those stories? What was it like for you as a top-class athlete when the sport is tainted by those kinds of stories?
As an athlete, you just have to concentrate yourself, and for me, you know, I've been away from everything, so I literally had no TV and everything else. I've just been in training camp, so when I came back, I'm hearing all the news and everything else, but at the same time, you don't want to hear anything bad, because I love my sports, I love what I do every day, and in a way, you know, you can just do what you do, but at the same time, you know, it'd be nice to actually, people to see how hard we work, what we do every day, and how much I put through my body. I put 100+ miles week in, week out. There's certain days you get out the door and you're like, I'm tired, but then you go out 5 miles, turn back 5 miles, so you have to turn back. So.
Well, look, the hard work is paying off. We're loving seeing you, as always. Can't wait to see you in London next week. Thank you so much, Mo. Thank you.
Wonderful, Mo. Well done.